Hey guys, TC here. Another quick tank review for you, and yes, you may have seen me playing this a heck of a lot recently. So it's only fair that we give it some time on the channel. We are looking at the Tier 5 British light tank, the Crusader. Not to be disturbed with Crusader, not to be confused with Crusader from the Philo clan, who you often see in my chat in the Twitch channel. This is an actual real tank, was built and run by the British Army. In World of Tanks, it has quickly taken a place in my heart as the most fun tank for me to play. I have so much fun playing this tank. As you can see, the third mark of excellence is achieved, and we are working on getting that fourth. We were up to 92%, but we had a couple of bad games that have knocked us back to 88. But it's absolutely stunning. I love playing this little tank. Only a 3-man crew in it, so it doesn't have a lot of crew. The commander, as you can see, is pretty well advanced. 6 cents, full camo, and we're just working on BIA. The other 2 crew members are fairly new, so we've got Snapshot, and we're working on BIA, and we've got clutch braking, and we're working on BIA as well. I was tempted to drop a lot of free XP to get full BIA on this crew and retrain, and then put them all on camo. But for the time being, I'm happy with how it is. The gun that we run on this tank is the QF 6-pounder Mark V, quite appropriate for a Tier 5 vehicle. A blistering rate of fire there, 27 rounds per minute with 110 pen on the standard ammo and 180 if you fire APCR. 0.41 accuracy is, it's to be expected, as we said, and a 2.3 second aim time is to be expected. Doesn't really have much armour to speak of. 50mm at the front, although it is absolutely completely flat. So any shots you're going to take, I'm normally going to penetrate. There's very little that doesn't penetrate the Crusader, except for the lower tiers. When you do encounter those, you can effectively angle a little bit. The front, although it's only 40mm, as you can see if you look at the sloping, it's actually really well sloped, but you've got a big flat box there for the driver's head to poke through. So the driver being taken out and taking shots in the front, this thing does, don't worry about the armour. This is all about mobility, this thing. Engine isn't too bad, 410 horsepower with a 20-ton limit in my setup here, so it does feel pretty sprightly, but it isn't very quick. 44 kph top speed. You do sometimes feel like you are out of breath a bit in it, and it's like, come on, a bit quicker. But it turns really quick at 40 degrees, and the turret traverse at 46 degrees per second is one of the quickest in the game. I've chosen to set mine up with vents, rammer, and optics. To give it a bit of a balanced setup with 404 meters actual view range, stationary or moving. Rarely for me, as you can see, I've chosen not to mount the Union Jacks, but I've gone with my 5th anniversary emblems on this, quite appropriate. A Tier 5 tank with 5-year emblems on it. I run 45 standard AP with 20 APCR, however with a 1.86 seconds reload you do burn through ammunition very quickly on this tank. So this tank has 2k DP damage per minute. That's 2,000 damage, 2,000 hit points of damage per minute on average damage rolls at Tier 5. This thing is unbelievable, and you can see why it's quickly winning a place in my heart. Large repair kit, large med kit, and the automatic fire extinguisher. It doesn't seem to get set on fire as much as you would think, so there is a strong possibility you may see me running this with pudding and tea in the future. But for now, I think we've pimped it enough, don't you? As you can see as well, 2 marks of excellence on this tank. I am gunning for the 3rd. And because I'm gunning for the 3rd on it, it's doing me a world of good, because it's rekindling a lot of love for the game that I was losing a little bit. I haven't made it public, but just to give you a heads up, I had a 20-odd day losing streak. Now you may say, but hang on TC, we saw some great games on your channel. You Echo 5 with 6.7k, you know, you've had some really good games, and yeah, I've had some really good games, but they have been in the minority for me rather than the majority. But I'm happy to say normal service has been resumed. The win rate is heading back up again. The WN8 rating is heading back up again, and I am having a lot. You know, I've got over my lull. I've got over my my 4-year lull for the couple of weeks that I had that, and I'm now in a happy place. A lot of it is thanks to this little beastie as well. Somebody mentioned that it was actually quite a fun tank to play, and I realised that my stats in it were atrocious. So I quickly repurchased it, and the result is what you see here. Couple of special standout features to mark to it. It doesn't seem like it's got much gun depression at 7 degrees from the front. From the side, it's like the Excelsior, this tank. It has 12 degrees of side gun depression. So if you can get to the spot in Himmelsdorf where you're looking down the road, either the D line I think it is, or the J line-ish, you can actually just poke the turret over slightly, side on, and actually be effectively hull down with 12 degrees of gun depression. And 12 degrees on the front of that turret suddenly means that it's a bit more thicker than you think. But for the part, as we said previously, it has no armour. It depends completely on its stealth, its rate of fire, its ability to pop and shoot. The accuracy doesn't let you do really good pop and shoots, and maybe fitting a gun lane drive would have been a better option. However, 404 meters means that you can use the camo value and the stealth of the tank to really boost that. So that's enough of me waxing lyrical about this tank. Let's see the gameplay and see my recent ace tanker. Okay guys, as you can see, a tier 7 game. We are bottom tier. We've got a Chaffee on our team, myself. The opposition have only got a couple of tier 5s as well. This isn't looking good for the Crusader. We'll put it on the fixed camera and we'll speed up the replay as normal. So we are bottom tier. Our KV3 is completely saying he's very sad that it's his last game. Unfortunately our Chaffee didn't move there, so that was a bit of a shame. As you can see though, as I said, it's not particularly quick, but we are already up to its maximum cruising speed. And what I like to do with these tanks is I like to head over to this flank where the heavy tanks normally go. Now there is only one enemy heavy tank on this team, and we do have 4 heavy tanks on our team. Sorry, there's 2 on the team. I missed the KV1 there, my mistake. As you can see, standard ammunition loaded, 1.8 second reload. We're going to head and crest this hill here. As you can see, I'm angling the tank slightly strangely, because what I'm looking to do is use the side of the tank to shoot over. Now, this is really not what you use this gun for. I'm shooting at extreme range here. So, these are wasteful shells. However, it's always worth a couple of speculative shells, especially when you reload so quick and shells are so cheap. I'm pushing forward, making use of concealment as much as I can do. Their ELC gets absolutely vaporized. That was a poor life choice. We spot a comet there on the side of the hill. We let the aim time. As you can see, he's only got 32 mil of armour here, so our shells butter straight through. We land 1, we land 2. Couple more speculative shells there, but as you can see, they're flying high, so the chances of those hitting is very slim. But 137 damage there. Not nothing too stunning. The Skoda T24's back. Do we have clear shots at him? We wait for the aim. But he backs up in time, so we miss the kill shot. There's a Tiger down there on 1500 hit points. As you can see, I reload premium ammunition to engage the Tiger. Probably don't need it because 110 pens should be enough to engage the Tiger if I do it properly. But I want to make sure. Our KV3 pushes in, really nice damage roll there. I think we take his ammo rack there. As you can see, we're just driving around him every 2 seconds, just putting shell after shell after shell after shell, and someone gets the killing shot in there. And there we go, we reload AP. The beauty of having such a quick reload is that you can just flick your ammunition and change instantly. we're already up to 674 damage as well, which pretty good. The Comet appears on fairly low health, but he has just taken a hit from our team. There's a Bishop to bash, but first, T-34, extreme range, showing a 0 armor hole there on the front. I'm spotted, so this is not really the right thing to do. The T-34's on 96 hit points. Can we get the killing blow? Oh, we hit his mantle. Oh, lower plate. One more. No, he's derping. And we lose it. There's the Panther. Side of the Panther. Straight through it every time. Bert the Avenger down there. Me and the Chaffee are pushing on Bert. 125 hit points, 60 yard. The Crusader takes out Bert. 1241 damage done so far in this little tier 5 game. In a tier 7 game, we should add. Yes, we have fired 8 APCR shells into a Tiger 1. However, needs must, I think. Next up, we've got a Sturmil in front of us. Now I'm going to try and use the gun. I try to use the gun depression over the front here to get some shots on him. What I really should have done is use the side of the tank. Yeah, we look for shots on the SU-8. We need to put a lead onto this guy. We're not putting enough lead. The Sturmil's fired. I drop down to engage him. Oh, is he gonna? He can one-shot us with his gun. Now, as you can see, I'm trying to circle strafe with this tank, but it just doesn't have the. I just don't have the speed to do so. We've taken a hit from the Panther, but I'm ignoring the Panther. I'm currently trying to take out the Sturmil. As you can see, the rate of fire is just blistering on this tank, but we haven't hit as many tank shots as we want. And his kill shot. There's the Panther, 92 hit points. Auto aiming here, shooting on the move. But we don't get the kill shot the Stug does. And all that's left is the SU-8, and that's 1874 damage that we're aware of. There were some blind shots, as you saw, and we have racked up a fair chunk of blind damage here. And the SU-8 is somewhere in the corner, so we're pushing forward. We are now basically doing our scout job. There's the SU-8 on 167, and the T-29 finishes him off from range. So that's the end of the game. Let's see the replay. Okay guys, here are the post-game results for that, and as you can see, that was our second mark of excellence game. It was our best ace tanker game. We got the bruiser effect in a tier 5 light tank, and we got fire for effect. We earned 46,662 credits with 1,805 experience, undoubled, untrebled, uneverything, completely and utterly base. How did we do on the team score in a tier 7 game when we were bottom tier? A casual 2,113 damage. When you bear in mind that we only had 1,800 and odd showing, we had 200 blind damage done to tanks, with the highest base XP in the team at 1,203 and the most damage. This is a tier 5 light tank in a tier 7 game, and it's not a scout. And it doesn't do a lot of alpha per shot. Yeah, just let that sink in for a minute. You can see why I adore this thing. We fired 53 rounds of ammunition, only 33 hit and only 29 penetrated. 818 damage was at a range of more than 300 meters. Pretty impressive for this kind of tank, especially as you saw with the .41 accuracy. We took 3 hits, and all 3 hits penetrated from the Panther there. We were able to assist with 403 spotting damages, and we travelled nearly 2.5 kilometres, which in a game of World of Tanks is actually getting on a bit. Because of the premium shells that we fired, we did only make 23,101 credits. We did have a lot of ammunition costs there. I have spent more in the Crusader because, as you saw, we did run out of standard AP at the end of that game. Then we were on nothing but premium. Like we said, that's basically doing nothing but firing for a solid minute. So yeah, the chance of running out of ammunition is very high in this tank. So of course that means fade-ins and things like that are also very high. If you've gone up the British line and you've gone through the Crusader, you'll know how much fun it is, and a lot of people have kept it. I know I know one of my viewers, Helldog, has actually kept and 3-marked his. So it's my personal mission to also 3-mark this tank, and it's such a joy to play that you don't feel like it's anything but that. You know, the T-34 there, we hit 7 times for 512 damage. The Sturmio, we put 9 shells into him for 633. The Comet, 2 shells for 137. The Panther, the Tiger, 7 shells for 537. The Skoda T-24, we hit once for 90. You know, we tracked on a bit. This, once you keep the gun singing, this thing's damage just racks and racks and racks. And you know, you have enough PEM with 110 with the standard ammunition to penetrate tier 7 up to tier 7s. My APCR shells against the Tiger, probably a little bit unnecessary. However, because of the weak armor and because of the type of engagement, I would have expected the Tiger to shoot me, not the KV3. And looking at the damage roll he got on the KV3 there at the start, you will notice it was about 80 odd or so. That would tell me he's firing HE, which is an even bigger threat to this tank. The lack of armor and HE means that you will get wrecked. So yeah, but if you haven't got one, guys, it's pence in the game. I think it's about 1,000 or 900,000 credits or something, which isn't a lot. I mean, that's what, 10 games in a tier 8 premium or something. You'd be daft not to get one. It's absolutely awesome and it's a lot of fun to play. So that's my new favourite tank in the game, I'm afraid to say. If you watch my live stream, you'll see that I play it a lot. At the minute I'm playing it a lot to free market. It's a good excuse in anybody's book. But yeah, it's awesome. So anyway, if you're new, guys, subscribe. Be cool to see you around. We've got a load more videos on the channel, and I've got a lot more planned as well. And we'll see you all next time, guys. Bye.